Well, many people in Tonga captured dramatic pictures as the cyclone smashed into the island nation.
They were the first images to show the outside world the storm's ferocity. Chris Chang has more.
In the grips of Cyclone Gita. These residents capturing her roar as she rumbled across Tonga.
The weather has just picked up to a total different level. You can hear that the trees are shaking. There's been advisory from the radio that no one should be out here, and I am as scared as hell as well.
And while the torrential rain was filling up this person's backyard, a view from Nuku'alofa Hospital shows power lines being pummeled by the winds.
Cyclone Gita, take the mothers away. One request.
Daybreak revealing the destruction. Some of the roads look more like rivers. Tongans documenting the damage on their phones with drive-by surveys of Gita's trail.
Some of the damage this morning from Cyclone Gita. There are dozens of homes which are underwater around the capital, Nuku'alofa. Widespread destruction. Many homes have been completely demolished. Power lines are down, trees are down.
The Pacific island nation of Tonga remains in the eye of one of the strongest cyclones to hit it in decades. Cyclone Gita brought with it winds of up to 195 kilometers per hour, causing widespread structural damage. There are unconfirmed reports of at least one death. Over the weekend, Gita pummeled Samoa, triggering aid agencies to launch disaster relief efforts. Ahead of the weather system, the authorities had declared a state of emergency, expecting heavy rains and huge coastal swells with flooding of low-lying areas. Regional weather agencies predict Gita could hit Fiji by this afternoon.
The powerful Category 4 cyclone tore roofs off buildings, downed power lines, toppled trees, and flooded low-lying areas. It's believed Cyclone Gita is the worst storm to hit the tiny South Pacific island nation in decades. Tonga is an archipelago comprising 169 islands around 3,000 kilometers east of Australia. More than half of all homes and buildings, including Tonga's Parliament House, are said to be damaged or destroyed.
It was very scary overnight because it hit us at night time, which was even more concerning because visibility was a huge issue here and there, and also there's a lot of trees that have completely disappeared and broken in pieces. So there's a lot of rubbish on the road. There's a lot of corrugated iron. People's homes have been destroyed.
The cyclone was packing winds of 230 kilometers per hour, and emergency management teams are now out assessing the damage, trying to clear roads, and working to restore power and water. The cyclone is now moving towards an area south of Fiji. It's expected to weaken and bring rain and winds to New Zealand by the weekend. Paul Chadurjian, Al Jazeera.
Balik na ako kita pa sa'yo. Lekaran di siya. Ganyan. Klaro kambing. Taon magkano kami dito. Balik na. Kaya naman.
Kaptiilang ka magkaputay sa padyong. Kaya ako'y magbidyuhay. Bisan ako'y batang gamay na inday. Sorry, mura kuwi anak ani, karabaw. Na inig malibang ang karabaw asa dapit.
De las cámaras. No te acerques mucho, tío.
Ay, no, se lo ha llevado al árbol. Mira. Ay, está bajando árboles. ¡Guay! ¡Ah! Mira el cuadro. Ya no está, Dios mío. Ya, ay, no. ¡Ah, esa casa! ¡Mira! Hay que subirle. No, Pati, te lo juro.
creo que le llegue hasta el puente, ¿no? Oye, pero abajo. Esto está, mira, desde aquí ya se ve, mira. ¡Hala, mira! ¡Corre! Mira esas piedras. Uy, no, y el siguiente. Mira, ya.
Maita, se están entrando a las casas, pura lama, se les ha comido todas las casas. Ay, no vale ubicar.
No, nada.
Estas ramas. Uy, no, cada vez está más grande. ¿Escuchas ese? Hay otro más arriba.
Sí. Capaz bien, todas no se venían.
Uy, no, hay que estar atentos, pues, no. No, también mi casa es más allá. No, pero los de aquí, mira, ese de ahí abajo, y sigue avanzando. Se va a entrar, ya debió tocar esa puerta. Ya debió llegar a esa puerta. Y se escucha otro, desde lejos se escuchaba ya ese, creo que es fuerte.
¿Desde cuándo viene ya?
Desde hace rato se escucha, mira. Oye, ahora vas a ver abajo, mira cómo.
Salgan, Liz. Liz, salgan de ahí de la casa.
Y el puente llegará. El que venía hace rato, creo que.
¡Mierda! Otra vez ha llegado la riada. La casa. Oye, pero ¿y cómo ha vuelto a llegar? Se ha vuelto a partir seguramente la represa. No. Ah, sí. No han sacado la... Sí, estoy filmando. No han sacado novela, lo que le he dicho a la mamá, ese barro de ahí. La mazamorra que ha llegado ahí, cosa de que haga tranca y no entra el agua. Uy, mira.
Tapale el este. ¿Cuál? Ya, dale. Dale. Chico, con cuidado lo vas a sacar, ¿ya? Es un animal nomás. Eso, del vientre. Ya, bien, lo tienes. Tranquilo, papito. Vamos. Ya lo tengo. ¿Qué? Fíjate. ¿Qué es? Ahí. No. Parece que no. Ven, chico. Vamos.
Seguir su paso termina así. Así está Tiquipaya en este momento. Anoche ha sido desesperación, llanto, muchas viviendas.
Caramba, muita coisa deve ter se perdido.
Tomara que lá onde nós moramos o troço tenha aguentado.
É.
Não tenha sido tão grande o estrago. Agora balançar o edifício foi tenebroso, hein, cara? Que louco.
É, e a estrutura não foi feita para aguentar. Cara, nunca vi
Bah. Eu nunca vi isso, cara. Isso é um tornado, né, cara? O prédio tá balançando, tá ligado? Aham. Caramba, o prédio tá balançando. Caramba, muita coisa deve ter se perdido. Tomara que lá onde nós moramos o troço tenha aguentado. É. Não tem sido tão grande o estrago. Tá. Já coloca essa ela se segurando. Se segurando, entendeu?
Los que están en el barco. No, no creo que esté con eso.
Uy, pobre vehículo. No, boludo. No, calor. Frena a un lado. Mirá, mirá eso, culiado. ¡Qué locura, boludo!
A winter snowstorm is sweeping across the northern US Midwest, It's being blamed for a massive chain reaction pileup involving 16 semi-trailers and 38 vehicles in Michigan on Friday. The death toll stands at 2. A 33-year-old woman died after a multi-vehicle crash near Fenton, Michigan, and a man in his 60s died of a heart attack while shoveling snow in Naperville, Illinois. The storm grounded hundreds of flights as it rolled east and dumped 23 centimeters of snow on Chicago. Forecasters are predicting more snowfall into Sunday, although the flurries are expected to be lighter.
Je suis bloquée depuis des heures, on est là. Moi, je suis partie à 19h de Versailles. Ouais. L'entrée de Versailles. Juste pour faire ici, là, ça fait des heures et des heures.
Vous allez dormir, là?
Je sais pas, moi je vais dormir.
Ah, la tentation était grande, hein. Il y a beaucoup de neige, c'est de la bonne neige en plus, donc c'est assez pratique de ski. En plus c'est les remontées mécaniques, le funiculaire de Montmartre, donc bon, ça descend en plus, ah, que demander de plus quoi.
Hello from the Bureau with an update on the prolonged heatwave expected across much of Queensland this weekend and into next week. From Saturday, severe heatwave conditions will develop over southern Queensland as a hot and stagnant air mass settles over the state. By Sunday, we'll see extreme heatwave conditions developing over central parts of Queensland and into Monday move over northern parts of the state. And we could even see record-breaking daytime and nighttime temperatures throughout next week. Maximum temperatures will be in the high 30s to low 40s through southwestern Queensland on Saturday. However, into Sunday, we will start to see this heat shift towards the east coast and towards major population centres, including Brisbane. By Monday, a large part of the state will see maximum temperatures in the 40s, and these hot conditions will persist right through next week. Humid winds from the Coral Sea will make conditions even more uncomfortable across the east coast, particularly from Tuesday. And unfortunately, there'll be little relief overnight, with minimum temperatures remaining well above average. And with all this hot weather, there may be elevated fire dangers, so it's important to stay up to date with the latest forecasts and any possible warnings. Looking at some of the forecasts now, and for Brisbane, we'll see temperatures in the mid-30s, however they could get up to even 40 degrees in the western suburbs. Up the coast at places like Rockhampton, we'll see temperatures in the high 30s, however the heat will be most intense over inland parts of Queensland, where towns such as Emerald and Longreach could even get up into the mid-40s. The heat should ease on Friday next week over eastern districts as the ridge to the south pushes in cooler air. However, inland parts of the state will have to wait at least until the following weekend. So with all the upcoming hot weather, it's important to stay cool and hydrated and look out for friends, neighbours and pets. Always listen to the advice from your local emergency services and you can keep up to date with the latest forecast from the Bureau website or the Bomb Weather app.
Yeah, and it would come up, yeah, slow-mo. And well on that too, like 2 different points.
It's another siren, see.
That was fucking sick, man.
Oh shit.
Now that's the next 7 to 10 days, but interesting developments are happening right now, many hundreds of miles away and many thousands of feet high in the sky that could influence our weather beyond 10 days. Now I mentioned the jet stream, which is this fast flowing current of air high in the sky, and that is moving across the Atlantic into the start of next week as this powerful current of air. Now the jet stream lies at the top of the troposphere, which is the slice of atmosphere that we live in, and it typically lies about 20 to 30,000 feet high in the sky. But if we turn the globe onto its top, then we can see there's the North Pole, there's the UK, and the jet stream surrounding the northern hemisphere as this powerful current into the start of next week, driving that unsettled weather towards us. But if I show you a bit more of a technical diagram, and again, there's the UK, there's the North Pole, and this is looking at the stratosphere, the slice of atmosphere that's above the troposphere, and this is at 80 to 90,000 feet high in the sky. And just like the troposphere, we see high pressure, we see low pressure, we see areas of colder air, areas of milder air. And typically, at first, over the next few days, we'll see this block of blue above the North Pole. This is something called the polar vortex, and it's an area of cold air as well as low pressure. And the winds tend to circulate rapidly around that, and we see westerly winds across the Atlantic, very high in the sky at the stratosphere. That tends to fuel the jet stream and help it retain its power across the Atlantic, sending us low pressure systems. But if I fast forward during the next 7 days and into the start of next week, you can see big changes happen in the stratosphere, 80 to 90,000 feet above the North Pole. These reds indicating higher temperatures than normal developing in the stratosphere and high pressure, and that tends to disrupt the flow in the stratosphere 80 to 90,000 feet above the North Pole. Rather than having this fast flowing current across the Atlantic, we're going to see a more meandering current. And of course, what happens in the stratosphere can then impact what happens down below in our slice of the Atlantic, the troposphere, and most notably, the jet stream. So what we're facing as we go through the next 7 days, potentially, is a disruption of the winds in the stratosphere above the North Pole, which then could impact our weather beyond day 10, because there's a lag effect by the time it impacts the weather at lower levels. And what that means essentially is that beyond day 10, we could be faced with a less active jet stream. That means fewer areas of low pressure moving in from the west, and a higher chance of high pressure developing, and perhaps drier weather as well as colder temperatures.